Hey everybody, this is Amanda from Amanda's Budgets. I'm here to do my sinking fund goals for 2024, 2025. These are things that I think that I can probably do with my budget. Things that are realistic. We're going to go over how to start sinking funds, what you need to know about sinking funds, and the different types of sinking funds. What's a sinking fund? What's not a sinking fund? Why do I have this method to my madness? And have I done this before? So, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amanda. I am 35 years old. I live in Oregon. I'm an all-cash budgeter. I do cash stuffing, sinking funds, savings challenges, all in a low income. If that's something you're interested in, please leave me a thumbs up and a comment down below. So, what are sinking funds? How do they work? There are many things about sinking funds that you need to know. Number one, how do I calculate what I need to put in each category? A lot of you guys do savings challenges like I do, and I bulk up my sinking funds that way, and that's great. But sometimes you need to have a plan, a yearly plan, maybe a monthly plan, maybe you're doing it weekly. I am on a very low income. I am currently a gig working retail / print shop working, low wage earning mom, wife, and I don't talk about things on my channel that I don't think other people can do unless I think I can do them on my very low income. I truly think that sinking funds are a great thing. But you have to have your staples first. We are not starting the sinking funds until I finish my 200 envelope challenge, which is going to be the completion of my emergency fund for 2024. The reason I say that is because just like any other thing in life, you don't want to keep spinning your wheels, starting over, doing all the things. You don't want to be doing all of this work to have to unstuff. So make sure that you have some sort of emergency fund. It could be $200, it could be $300, it could be $500, maybe you have $1,000. Dave Ramsey always suggests $1,000, but you know what? I'm gonna be real. $1,000 feels like $1 million right now. And that's just because everything is very expensive and we have to deal with inflation, right? So, how do I do sinking funds? What is a sinking fund? There are many different types. We're just going to go over some bare basic sinking funds. We have our high priority ones over here, which are my yearly sinking funds. This is stuff I work on all year round. Emergency fund. So my goal, I think, for each year is going to be $500 as long as I'm on a low income. If I get to $1,000 each year, cool. If I can't, I'm not going to beat myself up over it. And I'm not going to waste my entirety of a year trying to save $1,000. Winter fund. This is for wintertime. This is for if I need any sort of winter gear, any sort of snow stuff for my car. Maybe I need to find a pair of used snow tires. I do have a pair of chains for my tires. I do drive mostly for a living, so I have to think of car maintenance in the wintertime. I also have to think about other things like my kids might need winter clothes. I might need winter clothes. Winter boots don't last forever. I usually buy them at a thrift shop. I'm a thrift shop and yard sailing cheapskate mom that tries her best to get all the kids the things they need with the little income that I have. So, winter fun could be if we're snowed in, like the ice storm that we went through, and for 3 to 4 days I could not work. That's something that could be covered with this $500. House repairs. unless I have a giant house repair, I'm kind of on a timeout for house repairs, but I do want to continue to save for it. I want it to be way more than this each year, but I have to work with what is going to work with my income. So making expectations for yourself, you guys, it's okay to make modifications. It's okay to be like, hey man, I can't make this 400 into 4,000. I only make 30 something $1,000 a year and I'm a single parent, or maybe you're hustling at McDonald's and that's your job and you know you're only making $14 an hour and you're getting taxed at 26%, right? You're not going to make that much. So it's being realistic with the things you do have, because I'm all about being real. I'm not going to sit here and make a goal that's not going to work for me, and I don't want you to make goals that won't work for you. So, as much as I want this to be higher and this one to be higher and that one to be higher, we got to do what we can with what we got. Okay? Car maintenance. Why is that more than these other funds? Because without my car, I'm SOL. I'm on the side of the road. I'm unable to make the appropriate amount of money I need to in order to survive and live, because I live off of gig working. If you don't know what gig working is, it is DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart, rideshare, such as Uber and Lyft. Spark, which is Walmart grocery. You either shop or you pick it up. There's GoPuff. There's all sorts of different types of gig working. There's even gig working for people who are like freelancers. I have a friend that serves papers as a gig job. Serves papers, whether they're from a lawyer's office or they're from a judgment, or maybe they're from the court system. It can be anything. He gets paid $20 a pop plus mileage. I wish that I could do something like that, but unfortunately that company is full right now and I'm kind of on a wait list, but I have looked into it. However, if my car goes down and I don't have any money saved, or maybe it's only a couple $100, I'm on a tight situation. I don't have thousands of dollars to fix my car. I don't have a lot of money to be putting towards a car that may be a big pile of junk. I'm a heavy believer, if you have a used car, which I now technically have a used car, but it's 3 years old in August. Okay? If you are driving a used car, you need to think of car maintenance, and then my best suggestion, because I just had a coworker have this happen, have a second car fund. Even if you're putting $1 in that thing, $1. Because she was driving a 1999 Honda, a little SUV, I can't remember what it's called, but it's one of those CRV, I think, is what it is. Well, her car needed a new transmission. Well, the transmission cost around $3,000 because she's not a mechanic and she's no mechanic. And not only that, but even if she was to buy the price of the part would be ridiculous. So she's like, man, I wish I would have started saving for another car when I bought this car, even though I paid a couple grand for it and I paid for it outright. That'd be my suggestion. If I had a car that I didn't have a warranty on and I wasn't driving around with full coverage insurance and I didn't have roadside assistance and I didn't have any sort of extra bells and whistles, like I have a rental car if need be. I do that because I drive for a living, you guys. So when you see my car insurance and how high it is, part of it is I have to have full coverage. I'm covering other liabilities for gig working, and I have roadside assistance and a rental car if I need it. And I've needed it in the past. So that's just some food for thought. But these are mine. Yours are going to look different from mine, and they should. Pet care. I have pets. I have elderly pets. Miss Violet, my boxer pit mix, mostly pit, little bit of boxer. She's got allergies, skin allergies. She's going to need pet care, okay? This is not for a pet emergency. I would use emergency fund because she is a part of my family. She's not just an animal to me. She is my emotional support dog. And she also deserves love and care as if she was a loved one that's human. Same with our cat, Sebastian. He is not getting too old, but he's a male cat. He has urinary issues, and he gets the stones in his urine, and he's had blockages where it's cost us, $150, $200 to go to the vet and all the things. You try to do the best you can to have preventative care, which is buying the proper food and supplements and things like that. But I'm not a vet. I'm not a vet. So I'm going to have to pay a vet, right? I'm going to have to get proper care. And maybe I don't use this every year. Maybe we have a good year and we don't have to go to the vet and we can bulk this up. Maybe we add savings challenges to any one of these categories. This is just something weekly that you can do because it's 52 weeks. And I'll show you how I do the math. Family fund. This is for anything I want to do with my family. This is to live a little. Not a lot, because $200 a year is not a lot to live off of. You can't go to the beach, you can't do road trips, you can't do all those things, but I can go camping. I can go to the movies. I can do arts and crafts with my kids. I can have a day maybe where we, go hike the river and we set up a spot and we do a picnic and I pull some money from that. Maybe this is gas money to go to something for free. We do have a museum in our area where twice a month it is free admission to go in. They are on specific days. I'm all about free entertainment. I don't have subscriptions. I don't like subscriptions. If you have yearly subscriptions, you can have this in there. Maybe your kids want to watch Disney Plus. I have DVDs, which seems ridiculous and old school, but I have them and I use them as I need them. We had no internet the other day. I have probably about 100 movies to watch. I've also started getting some of my favorite shows on box sets when I go to the yard sales. Okay? So maybe this is something to think about. If it's just you or you and your spouse, maybe it's just for you guys or you. This just gives you a little something to do with whatever you want to do. Long-term savings. I'm not in a hurry to bulk up long-term savings because I'm currently dealing with trying to become much more financially stable. We're working on getting our emergency fund. We're working on getting a month ahead and paying down some credit cards. And I don't have a lot of debt because I paid off a lot of debt in my homeless journey. Low priority sinking funds would be things like Christmas, birthdays, anniversary, and back to school. Even though these are 4 categories that bite me in the butt every single year, these come last. These come first. Okay? So, Christmas. I'm only going to spend money on my immediate family. This would be 2 kids and 3 adults, so 5 people. I figure adults, I would max do $50 because we're adults. If I want something, I'll go buy it. I'll save for it. If my husband wants something, he'll go work extra gig hours. He'll go trade in his games for another game. Someone like my dad, he's a well and able working adult. We don't need fancy gifts to show each other, hey, it's Christmas time and I care about you. Your presence, and I mean your physical presence, is going to be way better in the long run than gifts, than presents. Your presence is better than presents, if you get what I mean. Birthdays. I don't really think that we need a lot of money for adults here. I'm just accounting for maybe 20, 30, $40 for adults, and the rest go to kids. And there are 2 of them. This last year I spent quite a bit on a 13-year-old's birthday. I'm not going to do that again until he's 16. Because I am not going to make every single year a $400, $500 birthday. Okay? And I know that's sad that I have to pick and choose, but that's life. I have to be realistic with birthdays. Because I love to give just as much as I love to cook. I have 2 love language. Okay? Cooking for other people and giving gifts. I like to give gifts, especially to my kids. Anniversary is $150. I decided to make this higher than I thought I would because I want to make sure that my husband and I actually get to enjoy our anniversary. So that would mean that we would have money to go out to eat. We can tip well. And we can also go and enjoy ourselves maybe with a movie. Or maybe we want to do something fall-like because it's in the fall. Maybe we're going to go do something fun outdoors together. You know, maybe we want to take a little road trip to the city, or maybe we want to go to a concert. It could be something like that. Okay? Back to school is my highest out of all of these things because I have 2 children that are getting older, and as they get older, their clothes become the same price as ours. So this year is my year, this upcoming school year, which is in September for us here in Oregon, is my year to buy the clothes. Last year, my exes and I decided to say, okay, well, last year you paid for clothes, Amanda. This year, you know, if you could get some clothes for the youngest and supplies for the oldest and the youngest, then we'll get it figured out. My oldest son's dad and I, we have a little switcheroo that we do. So this year I would like to be able to buy both of them, you know, a good couple weeks worth of decent but realistic clothes, and then a pair of shoes. As the school year goes around, I will always have a small fund, or possibly even what's called a revolving fund, to have money for like summer clothes. For instance, these are some small goals that I'm working on. One is kids' shoes, and the other is going to be summer clothes. Make it into a small win for yourself. It's okay to do that. This is the yearly, weekly sinking fund breakdown. So this is 52 weeks. So I take the number, divide it by 52, and then I round up to the nearest dollar, because it's not going to be exact. So this is a little over if I was, for each category, if I was to do this every single week. And I think $96 a week for sinking funds that are pretty decent, hefty funds is pretty great. Another thing we can talk about are revolving funds. What is a revolving sinking fund? A revolving sinking fund is something where you create a goal for yourself and you say, okay, when this goal is done, it's done. Putting it aside. Now I got to put in another goal. Or, like bulk shop will probably never go away. It's going to be a fund that I continuously take money out of, and I decide when I take the money out of it. Same with the boys, miscellaneous and online, date night, gaming, because we got a household of young men and my husband who is a gamer. And I want them to be able to enjoy those things. I can put some of my stuff into small but doable little challenges to get big results. Okay? So these are all things you can do. The fair, once the fair is done, that sucker's gone. I'm going to put in something else, and maybe that will be something small, and then once that's funded, I will take that out. Okay? So those are revolving funds. These would be my goal for the week. So in total, for sinking funds for each week, if I could make it possible with my income, it would total out to be $141 a week into sinking funds, whether they are revolving or whether they are yearly goals. And the thing that's nice about this, you guys, is when we have extra money, we put money into savings challenges, right? Into scratch offs, into roll the dice, $1 challenges, $2 challenges, whatever it may be. Bigger challenges. Maybe I do the 200 envelope challenge again next year, and that plus what I'm already putting into my emergency fund will be the total of what I save for the year. And it's okay to say, hey, I'm going to put a pause on these three down here to get these four up here. Figured out. Funded. Maybe you're going to be like myself and start off kind of like a snail, and you are saving for your emergency fund, and then you have a coin savings challenge that you're doing, which for me is this cute little box over here, and that's going to go to whatever I want or need it to go to. Maybe you have a whole slew of $1 savings challenges and you don't know what you're going to put them towards, and you put them into 6 categories and you roll the dice. Maybe you're going to play games and save each week. Maybe doing a game night on Friday nights or Saturday nights, or save day Sunday like myself, and you can start bulking some of these things up. And once they're fully funded, you guys, then you can add more to your list. So let's say I fully fund $200, but I actually make it $300 with savings challenges. Highlight that one off, take it off the list. Add this $4 into another fund, or split $4 into different funds, however you want to do it. Bills are not really sinking funds. They can be. If you're ahead of your bills, and let's say you have a month ahead, or you have a couple months ahead, or you're saving for like winter electricity bill, or your water bill that may only come every 3 months. It's okay to make sinking funds for those, but bills are not sinking funds. So do what you can with what you guys got, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.